got this thing to work. Forgot my glasses, so that doesn't help. Anywho, we are out at the Pine Mountain Trail again. This time, got my iPhone 13 mini combined with the Zyihun Smooth Z. This is a 2-axis gimbal, and it is not following me for beans. So let's pan this way. It's supposed to be following me. I've got it set up to follow. Anyway, 2-axis gimbal spins this way and tilts this way. So actually it rocks this way. And so this is going to be interesting because it's supposed to be on track, and it kind of loses me every now and again. And so like right now, not really following me all that great. So I'm going to spin it around and let you see what I'm looking at here. We're gonna try this face tracking nonsense again. This is a very frustrating gimbal. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm gonna extend the arm out a little bit there, because it does have that selfie stick, which is really cool. But as you can see, it's losing me really quickly. Kind of wants to do its own thing. And that's the thing that frustrates me about this gimbal. So we're gonna try and get some shots with it today, maybe some slow-mo or something, and see if this is even worth trying to use in the future. All right, so here's a nice little life lesson when trying to create content. If you're old, like me, and you need glasses, make sure you bring them. And if you're using a new piece of gear and you haven't really used it a bunch, make sure you familiarize yourself with it before you get on the trail. That Zyihun Smooth Z, totally frustrating. I put it in the bag, not even using it now. So the rest of this video will be handheld with the iPhone 13 mini. So let's see where I'm at. All right, just got done at the top. Fueled up with a little goo pack, Gatorade goo, I don't know what they call it, but anyway. It's got some, about 80 calories, maybe some caffeine, I don't know. Got some water, and now we are gonna head back down. This time we're gonna take the red trail. Green trail coming up is the one that's more technical. Red trail going down is the one that's more path and less rock. And so I'm gonna run that back down. It took me about 35-ish minutes to walk up, recording video, taking photos. So at 40, let's see how long it takes me to get down. Wish me luck. So all done. Back down here in the parking lot. I gotta get all my gear off. All right, so interestingly enough, I took the longer, windier way down, and I finished faster than walking up. And so anyway, great day at the trail. And we'll see you the next time I head out here and I bring a different camera. All right, everybody. So you just saw some video footage there and some photos from my hike earlier today, Pine Mountain here in Cartersville, Georgia. Sorry about that. The takeaway from that montage of videos and stuff was that the Zyihun Smooth Z is a very entry-level gimbal. It's only $50, if that anymore, probably lower. I'll put the price up here on the screen somewhere. And it's only a 2-axis gimbal. All right, so it's not the most feature-rich gimbal, but it is made by Zyihun, who does make a number of other higher-end gimbals, and it was surprising to me how hard it was to use. Such an entry-level, simple gimbal, just getting it to follow. All right, so you outline your face and it's supposed to track you, and you see the little box and it's supposed to track. Then if you flip the camera around and you take it out of track, you're supposed to be able to, as you turn the handle, it's supposed to pan. For the life of me, I couldn't get that to work. I also had seen other videos where they advertised this gimbal, where you can flip it upside down and take some very interesting shots, maybe some slow-mo of your feet as you're walking to kind of give the audience a glimpse of where you're at, what you're doing. And every time I did that, I would flip the gimbal upside down, and you could just see my phone wandering around. It was like the gimbal wasn't even on. It wasn't spinning, but it just wasn't staying straight. Now there are different modes on the gimbal. There is a mode where if you press the button, it will lock, and no matter how you turn it, it's going to be locked on forward. So if I turn the gimbal sideways, it's still going to do this. So I can go back and forth, and no matter where I turn the gimbal, it's going to stay focused on what's in front of it, whatever you have locked it on. Then there's another one where it's supposed to follow. So no matter where you turn the gimbal, then it will follow the gestures that you're giving it. Now again, it's only 2 axes, so when you're holding it like this, it's not going to tilt this way. So as you hold it down lower, you're not going to get that nice, I don't know the technical term, but as you come up with your gimbal, the phone will stay like this the entire time. Doesn't do that, so that is a limitation. But I couldn't get it to do much of anything. In the first recording, the audio and the video weren't even synced. So this video isn't designed to or meant to bash the Zyihun Smooth X, but rather caution you that there are better options, especially now where there are 3-axis gimbals that are under $100 and really high ones. I think the Insta360 Flow just came out and it's $150. So I would encourage you to go that route instead of taking an entry-level gimbal with its limitations for $50 perhaps and just being frustrated. And the newer gimbals, they're very small. There are a couple companies that pack up their gimbals just as small. As a matter of fact, and I don't think I have it. No, I don't have it up there anymore, but I bought a 3-axis gimbal at Walmart, and it's made by Vivitar. Vivitar is synonymous with entry-level cameras, and it's a 3-axis gimbal. Looks a lot like one of the older DJI gimbals, probably back around the Osmo 3. And so it's a very nice form factor, collapses, does have an app that you can use with it. Actually, there are 2 that I use with that gimbal. One is for sports, and then one is just for general filming, and it does have a tracking feature. So I would probably recommend that you spend your money that way. Another quick plug away from the Zyihun gimbal, the 18mm wide angle lens that I connected to my iPhone is so worth the money. Paired that with the Moment app so I could take raw photos. Also used it for video. Very nice. You get way more controls, very much like a standard mirrorless or DSLR camera. And so I really like this lens. So if you're questioning why, let me start there. If you're questioning why do I need a third-party lens on top of what is the best lens on the camera, well, you do have the standard 1.0 field of view, and then you can do, if you're facing away, 0.5. But sometimes that 0.5 does get a very GoPro action cam kind of look to it. It's a little too wide. So putting a nice piece of glass over the top of that really good lens and sensor will enable you to get some really good video with a wide angle and some good pictures without the distortion and the warping on the edges. And so I've had this lens for years, and I really do love the way it works. The only real downside, if you want to call it a downside, is you do have to get a case that is compatible. So there's an adapter that clicks in on the back of your case. And so when you do that, it's just a little square. All right. And then there's a place for this lens to mount. It just screws right in. And then I've also purchased from them, and I'm going to hold this up. Don't have the product showcase on an iPhone, but if you look here, this slides over the lens. It's rubber with a magnet on the inside. And so this slides over, and this is a ND filter. And so when you're outside and it's really bright, this helps your lens so that you can stop down, f-stop. You can stop that down so that you can close that aperture and you don't allow as much light in, so you don't get highlights and other things that are blown out or overblown, or blown out's good. So anyway, just a real quick video to tell you that I would probably stay away from the Zyihun Smooth X and go towards something that's a 3-axis gimbal that's maybe a little bit more expensive but easier to use, probably more reliable. Also 18mm moment lens for your iPhone or Android device. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. Next time I go out to Pine Mountain, I'm gonna take a different camera. Last time I used the Sony ZV-1F, and we learned a couple things about that camera. I've taken this one, I've taken my GoPro, and so I think the next time I go, I've got the Feiyutech. I think it's the Max gimbal, R6 Max. I don't know, I can't keep up with the names, but I got a gimbal, and so I'm gonna try that with an actual DSLR mirrorless camera outside and see if it compares to using either my iPhone or because I also took my DJI Osmo Action 2 out, and I'm gonna see just how that gimbal compares to the Rocksteady and the what's the one for GoPro? Hyper Smooth. And so I want to see how a gimbal will compare to those two stabilization techniques, or it's electronic, but see how they compare, how they stack up. So yeah, I think I've blathered on long enough. But hey, I hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please become a subscriber. Leave a thumbs up if you like this one, and feel free to comment. It does help out the channel, get that interaction going, and check out some of the other videos. You never know, you might find something else you like. So hey, this is Mike, Low Def Media. We will see you in the next one.